Well, hi, Lyanna. This is Papa, and I'm going to tell you a story, and I hope that you are comfortable and that did, did you get a seat? Are you sitting? Can you see me okay? Okay. Do you need to get closer or a little further away? So I'm just going to give you a couple of seconds here to make sure you're comfortable and you're ready and we're going to start our story. Okay, I think you're ready. Well, this story is about the three bears, and there was a family of bears who lived in a town. They had a wonderful family. There was a papa bear, a mama bear, and a baby bear. They lived in the forest, and they had a very nice, warm, comfortable house. Probably a lot like the house you have, where, a nice kitchen and family room and your bedroom and where you take your bath, and it was just really nice. And one day the mama bear said, well, what would everybody like for dinner? And they all decided they would like the mama bear to make them some really good hot soup. So the mama bear, she started to chop carrots, and she picked peas and chopped onions and used chicken broth. And she did all the things just like your mom does in the kitchen, and started to stir in the pot. And pretty soon, oh, the house, it just smelled so good for them soup. Oh, they were so hungry. So they all sat down at the table and they prayed, and the mama bear gave each, the papa bear and herself and the baby bear, a bowl of soup. And the papa bear, he was excited. Oh, that would look so good. It smelled so good. And he took the spoon and he put the spoon up to his mouth. Oh, ooh, whoo! It was too hot. And then the mama bear, well, she took the spoon and she put it up to her mouth. Oh, this soup is too hot. I can't eat it. And then the baby bear took her little spoon. Oh, mommy, it's too hot. I can't eat this soup. So the mama bear said, well, what are we going to do? And then the papa bear, who he has all of the best ideas, just like your dad. And so he said, I'll tell you what, let's just go for a walk and we'll let the soup cool down, and when we get back from our walk, then we can eat our soup. Oh, they thought that's a great idea. So they put in their hats and their coats and their boots because it was winter, and they decided to go for a walk. So they left the house, and what they didn't know in the meantime was that there was a little girl in the town not far from them who had been out for a long walk herself. She was really hungry and thirsty, and she was starting to get cold. And she came by the home of the three bears, and she looked at, oh, is that a cute house? It looked so warm and inviting. And so she went to knock on the door, and unbelievably, the door wasn't locked, and she said, hello, anybody home? Anybody in there? Well, she stepped in and closed the door, and there was nobody home. And she walked around in the house, and she went to the family room where all the toys were, and there was nobody there. And then she saw on the kitchen table these three bowls of soup. Well, she was so hungry, she couldn't help herself, and she first went to the big bowl of soup from the papa bear, and she tasted the soup, and she said, oh, this soup is too hot, I can't eat it. And then she went to the mama bear's bowl of soup, and she tasted it, and she said, oh, this soup is too cold. And then she went to the baby bear's soup, and she tasted it and put the spoon up to her mouth, and oh, it was just right. And she just kept on eating and eating and eating until, oh, that soup was gone. Oh, man, it tasted so good. Well, then she went into the living room and she was wanted to try and sit in some of the chairs. And so she first sat in this big chair that belonged to the Papa Bear. It's kind of like a leather chair. It kind of looked like your dad's chair. She sat in that chair. She said, oh, this chair is too hard. Oh. And then she went to another chair that was the Mama Bear's chair. And she sat in the chair and she climbed up and she said, oh, this chair it's too hard. And then she went and sat in the littler chair and from the Baby Bear, and oh, it fit just right, and she was rocking in the chair and going back and forth and back and forth, and crash! All of a sudden, she fell to the ground and the chair had broken. Well, she got up and she started looking around the house, and she went into one of the bedrooms and she said, there's a big bed, and she was so tired from this long walk she had made. So she laid in the bed from the Papa Bear. Oh, that bed was so hard. Oh, I can't sleep in there. And then she lay down on the Mama Bear's bed, and that bed was too soft. And then she went and she lay down in the Baby Bear's bed, and guess what? That bed was just right. And she sat in the bed, and then she laid down and she threw the covers over her and she closed her eyes, and before she knew it, she fell fast asleep. Well, after she had been sleeping a few minutes, the bears decided that they would come home. They went in the house and went into the kitchen, and the Papa Bear said, somebody has been eating my soup. I can tell it. And the Mama Bear said, yes, you're right. Somebody's been eating my soup too. And then the Baby Bear said, somebody's been eating my soup and it's all gone. Well, they were just couldn't believe it. So then they went into the family room, and the Papa Bear could tell somebody's been sitting in my chair. And the Mama Bear said, oh no, somebody's been sitting in my chair. And then the Baby Bear said, oh, somebody's been sitting in my chair and it's all broken to pieces. So then they started walking around the house, and they went into one of the bedrooms, and the Papa Bear said, somebody's been sleeping in my bed. And then the Mama Bear said, oh, somebody's been sleeping in my bed too. And then they walked into the next bedroom, and the little Baby Bear said, Papa, Mommy, somebody is sleeping in my bed. And just then, Goldilocks woke up, and she saw the three bears standing there, and she was so afraid. And she jumped out of the bed, and she started to run out of the house, and the Papa Bear grabbed her. Little girl, what are you doing in our house? Don't you know that this is not your property? And Goldilocks realized what she had done. She had gone into somebody's house uninvited, and she had eaten food that was not hers, and sat in chairs and broke a chair that was not hers, and slept in the bed that was not hers. And she said, I'm so sorry. It was very selfish of me to just take advantage with nobody being at home. I promise you, Bear family, that I'll never do that again. And then the Papa Bear said, well, I'm very glad that you realize that what you had done was wrong. Now I hope that you have a safe journey home. And remember, never to go inside a house and play with things when you're not invited. And she said, Goldilocks said, I promise. And so there was a happy ending to the story. And I hope that you enjoyed the story of the three bears and Goldilocks. And you know, Lyanna, we all sometimes want to do things when maybe we shouldn't. And sometimes we get in trouble for it. So I want to encourage you to be sure that you always have Mommy and Daddy's permission to use things and to play and to be a good girl. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to you now, and I love you very, 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 very much. And I hope that you have a great day, and maybe if this works out good, I'll tell some more stories. But I'll have to hear how it went from your mom and dad. Love you guys. Bye-bye.